guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Stacy. This is going to be my Bible collection that I wanted to share with you guys. But I personally love watching other people's Bible videos. I love seeing what other Bibles are out there. I have a little bit of a problem with buying Bibles. I want them all. So yeah, I just love seeing what people have and what they're using and what their thoughts are on them because there's just so many. So I think I'm going to get started with this in order in which I got them, I think. So that means I'm going to start with this one here. This is an NIV, which stands for New International Version Bible, and I actually got this when I was 7 years old. I ended up having to move in with my grandmother for a year when I was 7. And when I moved in with her, she sent me to Sunday school. It was the first time I'd ever been to a church. Well, I didn't actually go like to the church. A bus would come and pick me up and take me to Sunday school. And then the bus would take me home. But they gave me this at church. This Bible is pretty darn old because I'm in my 40s now. I've never actually read this whole Bible. I'm sure I've read parts of it while I was in Sunday school. I have very vivid memories of using this Bible to learn how to look up verses, like, how to look up Matthew 24 verses 3 through 5, whatever. I remember learning that process with this Bible. And one day I would like to actually sit down and read through this whole thing, but I haven't yet. Moving on, let me look at my stack and try to figure out what was next. I think it was this one. This one is probably my least favorite, but the reason is when I don't know what the correct wording would be for this. I probably should do like a testimony video at some point. But I'm just going to say when I rediscovered God about 2 years ago, I followed somebody on Instagram who was talking about this Bible, and she was saying this was the Bible that she uses all the time. And at that point, I didn't know anything about Bibles. And so I went on christianbook.com and saw that this was $4. So I was like, okay, well, I'll start with that one because I don't know what I'm going to think about it. Like I was in the beginning stages of becoming a Christian, so I just didn't know. But this one is a CEV, a contemporary English version, which I think is definitely a thought for thought Bible, not a word for word translation. And so I got it and I started reading it a little bit. And the first thing I didn't love is the paper. It kind of feels like newspaper paper, like the paper they would use for newspapers. And I'm just not that big of a fan. And then when I started researching Bibles more and saw that it was a thought for thought, I didn't want to start with this. So I haven't done anything with it. That is the first Bible that I remember buying for myself. The next one I got is this one. This is the Abide Bible, and this is in the New King James Version. This is from Thomas Nelson. This is the first Bible that I sat down and I read cover to cover. This Bible has a lot of artwork in it, like that. That's Monet, and it talks about how to encourage someone through art and using different portraits and art mediums and stuff. It talks about how you can relate this art to different verses in the Bible. So I love art. I love art history. Big fan. So that's what really drew me into buying this one. I love the feel of it. It's like just comfy in my hands, and it just looks really nice. And I like this version, the New King James Version, a lot. Here we go. Look at that one. This Bible did a lot for me, and it has little sections in here praying for scripture and things you can journal. I don't journal anything, so I didn't do anything with that, but I really liked the praying bits, how you can pray by using different scripture in this Bible. It's the first time I ever started highlighting or taking any kind of notes. So yeah, this one means a whole lot to me, and I probably will go through this one again in the future. I think the next one I got is this one, the Charles Spurgeon Study Bible. This is a Christian Standard Bible. I had been hearing a lot, reading a lot about Charles Spurgeon, and I saw this one go on sale on christianbook.com, and I snatched it up. I haven't read this one yet, but I have looked at some of the book introductions that are in here, and there are some bits from Charles Spurgeon's sermons in here, like sprinkled throughout. Some of his notes, like up here, his notes and like quotes and things like that. He was a really super smart dude. So I really trust what he had to say about things, and yeah, I like this Bible, but I just haven't gotten into this one yet. Next might be this one, the MacArthur Study Bible. This is an ESV version, which is English Standard Version. This is supposed to be the best or one of the best for word translation, so I definitely wanted to get an ESV. This one has so much in it. John MacArthur did such a great job with the notes and the commentary. If you can see here, all of this stuff down here is his commentary, and just up here is the actual Bible verses. It's not the same on every page like that, but there are a lot of notes in here, and I definitely have used this Bible for study purposes to look up things, but I have not read this one yet all the way through. It's on my list. I will get to it someday. I'm trying to read like all the different, well, maybe not all of the different translations, but a lot of the different translations, just to see what it's all about. This next one is the biggest one on here. It's the ESV Study Bible, which is really similar to the MacArthur in the way it's like laid out and set up, but it has even more information in it. Tons of charts and maps and even more commentary. I believe there's commentary in here from several different pastors, not just one like in the John MacArthur one, but this one has really nice pictures and charts, just really helpful things. Again, this is one that I will go to if I have questions as I'm just reading through my regular Bible. Haven't read this one all the way through yet, but I want to. This one is going to take me forever. I just know this might be like a 2-year reading plan thing for me, because if I read this, I want to read the whole thing. I don't just want to read the verses, the actual Bible verses. This one, the next one, I actually won on Instagram, and this is the Apologetics Study Bible. This is another CSB version, so Christian Standard Version. I want to say this one is more on the word-for-word side, somewhere in between the middle and on the side of word-for-word. And I believe this is pretty similar to the New King James Version, because I have gone back and forth and compared verses for different things, and they're very, very similar. They read the same. So this one, like the name says, is about apologetics, and I want to say apologetics is like being able to argue the Christian faith, I guess with a non-believer, like being able to prove what you're saying is real and right and true. So this one has a lot of articles in it. Like this one, it says, is God arrogant or egotistical? So this might be something that a non-believer would ask a believer, because a lot of times they only hear certain parts of the Bible or hear certain stories, and they're like, I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. Like, what the heck are you talking about? So this article says, how can the Bible affirm both divine sovereignty and human freedom? So this Bible is really good at answering a lot of these tough questions that people have, and I bet a lot of believers would have these questions also. I keep saying non-believers, but anybody would have these questions. And it also has a lot of commentary at the bottom as well, just because it's a study Bible. And then it has these really fun things on here called Twisted Scripture. So these are meant for like when you're reading something and then you think, oh wow, that's a contradiction. Like, doesn't that contradict this other thing over here? These things help explain those verses that you're like, wait a minute, didn't it say this other thing? So I really like this. This, again, I've only gone to for study purposes. I haven't read the whole thing yet. Plan on doing it at some point, but I really like this Bible. This one here was my mom's Bible. She passed away a few years ago, and I found this in her apartment when I was cleaning it out. I didn't know she had it. So this one is the most special to me. It means the absolute most to me that I have this. But this is a King James Version giant print references concordance red letter edition from Nelson. And what makes this one even more special is my mom put certain things in here. Like, she found this little clip from somewhere. Maybe it's from a newspaper or a magazine, but it's 1 Corinthians 13 where it talks about love. She cut that out of somewhere and taped it into here. And then also on this first page, it says this Bible was presented to Tricia Mitchell, which is my mom, by Mama Frances Carricky. And so she wrote in here that this Bible was given to her by my grandma. I haven't read this one yet. I don't know why. I just keep gravitating towards these other like study Bibles because I'm like a baby Christian and I'm really trying to like dig deep into, you know, things. And this one is not a study Bible. The next one I bought is the one that I read all through last year, and I actually read this all the way through. This is the CSV Illustrated, this is the CSV Holy Land Illustrated Bible, Christian Standard Version. This one, I love the color of it. This was called Cognac, I think. I just really liked this pretty cover. I like how floppy it is. I'm a big fan of the floppy Bibles. I really liked that it had the indexed tabs in it, and it had 2 strings. But this one really focuses on like archaeological and historical facts, which I love. So there's lots of really great pictures in here of like the Holy Land. It talks about stuff like, was David's adultery a crime? So it gives you insight into what life was like back then and how people would have behaved in different situations and all that kind of stuff. It has really good book introductions that I liked. This was great. I loved this so much. I did a lot with it. I highlighted so much of this and I took a ton of notes. I even put like post-it notes in here. So because this itself isn't a study Bible, I would look up different things for like the John MacArthur Bible or the ESV Study Bible, and if stuff stuck out to me or I wanted to remember it, I would put it on these little post-it notes and stick it in here. But yeah, I did a lot with this, and as you can see, I just highlighted it and loved on it, and it was awesome. And I was so proud to finish it, like go through the entire thing from start to finish last year. I really recommend that one. So the last one I want to talk about is the NLT Illustrated Study Bible. If you can see, I kind of really like study Bibles. This one is beautiful also, even though it's hardcover, so it's not as like easy to sit down and read. It's very chunky. I put my own tabs in it, if you can see. I love these tabs, by the way. I think I got them from Etsy, If I can find the shop I got them from, I'll link them. But they're like watercolors. So pretty. This one, like I said, is a study Bible. It has tons of commentary, notes. It gives great explanations for things. It has beautiful pictures all throughout it. Beautiful charts, and it's just really, really stunning. And if you're a visual person, I would definitely pick this one up. It really, like, look at this. For the book of Daniel, it has the lions from the lion's den, and it gives, you know, the book explanations. It's just visually stunning and has all these bright, beautiful colors in it. And it has really great charts like this one. What is this? Prophecies of the Messiah. So it goes through the Old Testament and compares how the prophecies played out in the New Testament. It's just jam-packed. It has literally everything in it. I will say that this version, the NLT, which is the, did I say already, the New Living Translation, is more of a thought for thought version, which I don't love, but because I've already read the other two Bibles that are more word for word, I feel comfortable reading this one. And I'm constantly going back and forth between the Bibles and comparing verses. There was one verse in Genesis I read the other day, which I thought was really surprising, the way that the difference was between the different Bibles. It was a verse about Abraham, and one Bible said he walked with God, and the other Bible said he lived with God, or something like that. They used a completely different word. And then I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder, you know, how much of a difference those two words actually make. So then I just did a deep dive into, like, there's an app called the Bible Hub app where you can look up the lexicon of words and the different meanings and all. Like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But I really like being able to compare the different verses. Anyway, I can talk about this forever. I love Bibles. I really do. And I just find everything about them interesting and fascinating. And yeah, so I'm going to end this here because this is probably way long. And I would love to hear, what is your favorite Bible translation or your favorite Bible? Like, what is your go-to, the one that, you know, just makes you feel really good and you just pick it up constantly? Let me know that down below. Love to have like a discussion thing going on in the comments if people want to like talk about their Bibles. That would be super fun. Anyway, it's really cold out here today. I always film outside because my house is chaotic. I have all these pets running around. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really cold, so I'm gonna go inside. I hope y'all have a great day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.